I really am honestly immune to the effects of the mainstream media.
This is Curt Schilling, a giant piece of shit.
I think immigration is a direct impact, a direct influencer on all the things that I care about, from the economy to jobs to national security to terrorism.
Not just any piece of shit.
The thing that I don't get, Disney, which posits itself as a family-first group, is embracing this left-wing and again violent group of people that continue to espouse very racist-driven agendas.
Why do you say violent?
Well, if you look at what Antifa is doing,
we're talking 62 cups of coffee, holding it in and letting it unload. Piece of shit.
The media is going to go after him no matter what.
A Trump loyalist.
He's not a politician. He's never been a career politician, which is why he is so different than the establishment and why the establishment hates his guts. And the media is complicit in all of this.
Who peddles in conspiracy theories and anti-Semitism routinely on his social media channels. Schilling outed former teammate and legendary Boston Red Sox pitcher Tim Wakefield for having cancer.
This is not a message that Tim has asked anyone to share, and I don't even know if he wants it shared. But as a Christian and as a man of faith, I've seen prayer work, and so I'm going to talk about it. Recently, Tim was diagnosed with a very serious, very aggressive form of brain cancer. The situation in Tim's case is incredibly serious.
We would learn Schilling shared this news against the wishes of Tim Wakefield, the Wakefield family, and the Boston Red Sox organization. Catherine Varitek, the wife of iconic Sox catcher Jason Varitek, tweeted her disdain for Schilling. For Schilling, one cannot be surprised.
The conversation you're having about the things he said about the 10-year-old girl, to me, is at the very heart of why this is a problem. How many times, and I have 3 boys and a daughter, how many times have you looked at a young man and said, wow, is he going to be, he's a beautiful young man. Wow, he's a gorgeous young man. And that man was 12, 13, 14, 15.
I'll be honest,
or he's a beautiful...
Zero.
He applauded a shirt calling for the unaliving of journalists, labeling it awesome.
See, now that's a lot. There's no way you haven't seen somebody else's son and said, wow, he's beautiful. Wow. I mean,
and thought I'm going to be dating him? No.
In the wake of MAGA's activities on January 6th, with the destruction of the Capitol building, calling for the unaliving of the vice president and the overthrowing of democracy, Schilling applauded it and blamed liberals.
I'm not a conspiracy theory guy.
When working for ESPN, Schilling tweeted a comparison of Nazis to Muslims and deeply offensive memes in relation to the North Carolina bathroom bill.
Anybody associated with the Nazi Party, anybody associated with white nationalism, anybody associated with racism isn't on the right.
An interesting take from Schilling, considering he worked for Breitbart, an organization that peddles in white supremacy, and hosted avowed white nationalist Paul Nealon, an outspoken proponent of accelerationism. The idea that Western civilization must be pushed to collapse through acts of violence in order to bring about a non-Jewish all-white country. This is also a man who collects Nazi memorabilia and shows it off online. A Brown University professor and expert on the Holocaust said Schilling has, quote, some kind of fetish with Nazi uniforms.
As conservatives, we're up against a group of people who don't have any forethought, who don't think ahead.
Schilling, an Alex Jones type who could throw a ball fast, claimed the students at Parkland High School who survived a school shooting massacre were paid crisis actors.
Trump's going to win in 2020.
Like Donald Trump, Schilling is a failed businessman. He was embroiled in a massive lawsuit with the state of Rhode Island after a scandal involving misuse and default on a $75 million loan granted by the state to a gaming company fronted by Curt Schilling. He has embraced the Schmooanon conspiracy theory, rocking shirts and Facebook videos to his 46,000 followers on the platform.
One really bad person has invaded another really bad person's country. And we're picking sides as if there is there isn't always 2 sides to every story, and there isn't always good and evil.
In addition, Schilling is an election denier because Of course he is.
I'm not a conspiracy theory guy.
His wide array of falsehoods espoused include that Dominion helped steal the election, that the Clinton family has unalive people, and he's called the COVID-19 vaccine the global vaccine hoax that's killing people.
I have a son who's about to graduate and become a United States Marine. I've always been invested in our military. I love our military, but I'm wondering if we're not finally realizing that the left is the side of conflict, confrontation, and war.
Schilling said this of slavery, quote, "Not to mention African slavery was created by blacks on blacks, to blacks, for blacks. They were sold by blacks, to blacks, and to whites." No surprise when former Baltimore Oriole Adam Jones was racially abused. Schilling defended the racist and called Jones a liar. He despises seeing black athletes kneeling against systemic racism and police brutality. It tracks.
There's a certain part of the world that just doesn't like you for whatever reason.
He'd also compare conservatives to Jewish people in 1930s Germany, tweeting, "Biden is Hitler mid-1930s, rousing the German people on the evils of the Jewish people," with Jew being the modern-day conservative American who believes in God and country regardless of sex, creed, or color, mind you.
I've never had an incident with a teammate. I mean, not a serious incident.
Notice the quick backpedal there. His former teammates are fine with him never seeing Cooperstown. He is a confidant of Steve Bannon. They're so close he served on Bannon's border wall board, which was found to have defrauded donors of funds to construct Trump's Fugazi infrastructure across the southern border, per prosecutors. What this all tells me, and what you all have seen, is this. Curt Schilling is one of the worst human beings. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He uses religion as a shield. He's a conspiracy theorist. He's anti-Semitic. The things that he has posted over the years should not warrant him, and I know the bar is incredibly low, getting a job with Breitbart News, with Fox News as a contributor and someone they have called on many times over, including Brian Kilmeade once he joined Outkick, saying, "Welcome to the team," and of course Outkick the coverage. Bar is incredibly low. Clay Travis, former Obama voter, has clearly shown that he is in it for the money. He sold his company to Rupert Murdoch and Fox Corp, and now they're putting on all these guys and people left and right. These things are disqualifying. But in the year 2023, with conservative politics, it's offering a platform.